All right, so now we'll move on another two different topic that is called dictionaries and sets. All right, let's start with dictionaries. What is that? So if we want to store something with our unique ID and the value, we can do it with the dictionary. What we learn in the list is like when you store the numbers in the list, it get an index by default. Start from 0 and it's so continue until its end. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means we are not defining the index number. By default, it's created by the Python program. But in dictionaries, it gives us the flexibility to create the unique ID for all the values. Okay. Here you see. Here the list is, I have three different values, Elisa, Bob, and Shirley. In the list, they get automatically index 0, 1, 2, like that. But in dictionary, it's a pair, key and base. For Elisa, Bob, and Shirley, for Elisa, I said A01, that is the key. Bob, I said V22, that is the key. Shirley, I said C33, this is the key for Shirley. Okay. If we go to the programs here, student grades equal. Okay, first thing, how can you create the dictionary? To create the dictionary, we have to use curly bracket. So inside that curly bracket, we can use, say, first, this is the key, Elisa is the key, and first one is the key. Then inside the key, there is the value 95. Bob is the key, inside the value 82. And Charlie is the key, inside this is H8. When you will call the key like Elisa, it will give you the output, the value of Elisa is 95. That's how it's working. Means you have to call the key, then it will give you the value inside this key. Okay, we can play more with the dictionary. All right. One thing I forgot to mention. In dictionary, the key is immutable. Means you cannot change the value of the key, but the value is mutable. Means you can change the value inside this key, but you cannot change the key. Key is the unique. Okay. Here you see dictionary person. Dictionaries are mutable. As I said, the mutable means only the part's value is mutable. You cannot change the other part key of this dictionary. Okay. Here you see the example. I have user info equal a means empty dictionary. Two curly brackets means empty dictionary. Inside that, I'm adding the numbers, adding the value. First, I'm user info name. That is the key. I said Sidle means my first name. Again, I'm creating another variable user info role. This is the key, and I'm the instructor for this course. Okay. Another variable is user info course unique key and CSC 446. There's a course ID. So here you see for three different keys, I created three different values. When I am calling the user info role equal professor means I'm changing. I say that you can change the value. You can change the key. So it was instructor before. Now I changed to professor. So now if you print the output, you'll see the role is professor. In between what I did, you see, I deleted the course. For that deleting, what you can do? Delete user info and the ID. What is the ID? Course is the ID of CS446. I just call this ID and use the del functions. Delete function is delete the this data from the dictionary. All right. Iterating through dictionaries. How can I go through with the dictionaries? Not like all time calling the unique keys, but over the loop. Okay, here you see. I have a dictionary inventory. Here, apple is the key and it is 10. Means I have 10 number of apples. Bananas is the key. I have 5 bananas. Okay. Here I have, you see, I created 2 variables to take 2 different value. One is key, another is a value. Key is accepting the key. The value is accepting the value from the dictionary. From where? Inventory.items. From all the items inside the inventory, I am taking the key and the value. When I'll print that, it will print me the apple, 10, bananas, 5. That's it. Now you want only the key or you want only the value. Can you print it? Yes, of course you can print it. How many unique keys that I have? You can see here, for loop, you take only the key, K, in inventory, dot keys. When you'll call the keys functions and it will give you all the key. When you call the values functions, it will give you all the value under the key. So I think you understand how does the dictionary is working. Want real world applications, great book. Means I gave you the list of the name of all the students and their name, also their numbers. They got in CS 446 or CS 546. So you have to figure out what is the average for that. Okay. So here you can see, I said the grad book equal, the dictionary started, Ellen got 92, Beth got 85, Cody got 100, Dana got 78. That's what total number of students in my class, for example, and they got this score. Now you have to figure out average. So what you can do to get the average, what you do, you take all the numbers, sum, and divided by total number of students, right? So how can you take the sum of all the students? Here you see all the scores. Gradebook dot values means I'm calling these values. It has all the values, right? And I have to sum them. So I sum them all the score here. All the score have all the values of the dictionary, all the students, and I'm summing them here. And I have to know how many students that I have. So for that, I have a function, that is called length, ln. Length inside the parentheses, I call the all scores, means how many students that I have. I divided this length by with the sum, and finally I'm printing the output of the average. I store the average here, and I'm printing the average. That's how you can find the grade score of a students it's a real life applications mainly. What frequency? What is that? I give you a list, one sentence. I'm telling you, find all the unique numbers, unique words, and if you have some words is more than 1 times, increase the numbers and tell me how many times they are in the sentence. Look, the example, text. Data science is a fun and data is a powerful. You see, data 2 times, science 1 times, is 2 times, fun 1 time, and 1 time, means I should get data 2 times and is 2 times, and for others 1, 1, 1. How can you work on it? For that, first I have to split all the sentence into single words. For that, I call the function split. I'm splitting the sentence. Text.split is split all the words based on the space. Okay. Now I created a dictionary. Okay. Inside that, what I'm doing, I create a loop because I have to go to all the words. I have to check all the unique words. Here I went for W in words. From all the words I'm checking. In the what counts, I have to store 2 things. One is the unique words. Another one is the numbers. How many times they are in this sentence. What I'm doing then, if the word, from the word counts, if the word is there, already there, increase the value 1. Here you see, I'm increasing the value 1. If it is not, say just 1. You understand it? If already the word is existence in my dictionary, you just increase the value 1. If it's not existence, you can say simply 1. After printing the output, you see data 2, science 1, is 2, fun 1. So this way we can split, we can figure out from all of my, if I give you a whole paragraph, I tell you that, hey, find all the unique words from there and how many times there. You can work on it, I think. Again, quizzes 3. Okay. So one thing, here I'm adding multiple quizzes. Quizzes 1, quizzes 2, quizzes 3, and I think you'll get one more, quizzes 4. All are under one quiz for this week. Okay. So here are the quizzes for dictionaries. Pause the video and see the answer, see the questions, write the answer, upload the canvas. Okay. Now I'm moving to another introduction to set. What is the set? Set is like unique thing. What is the unique things? Still, for the set, we have used the curly bracket. In dictionary, use the curly bracket. For set, also same thing. Set mainly, if you have a bunch of numbers, and if you store all the numbers in the set, it will only print the unique numbers there. It will not give you all the duplicate number. For example, here, you see, I have numbers, and I've set for that 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. If you just try to print the output of that, it will not give you all the duplicate numbers. It will just give you all the unique. So if you print, you'll get 1, 2, and 3. Here's the output for that. Okay. So that is the things. How does it work? So can we apply the set in the list? We can apply the set in the list. For example, here you see, I have a list: apple, apple, bananas, and I store them in the list. Again, I am putting the list inside a set. Here is a set. I call the set function. And then if I try to print it, it will now give you only the unique numbers, unique words. What is the unique? Banana and apples. The apple is twice here. It will print only 1 for you. That's all. Another operation set. Union and intersection. You know how does union work? Union, what is the unions? It will give you all the numbers from both different sets. For example, here, Python class, this is one set. Elisa, Bob, Shirley. SQL class, Bob, Shirley, and David. So if I make them unions, for that I have to use OR operator. If I make them unions, it will give you all the unique names from there. Elisa unique means once. Bob, Shirley. Bob is twice, so it will give me once. Shirley is twice, it will give me once. David. So I'll get Elisa, Bob, Shirley, and David. Here is the output. What is the intersections? You know, the intersections means all the unique. That means match. That is exist for both set. It's a math, you know. So what is exist in both math? Bob here in the set, Shirley in both set. So if I do the intersection using the AND operator, it will give me only the output. Bob and Shirley means both are present in both set. Okay. Next operations. Oh no, another operations. That is called difference. What is the difference? Okay. The difference means it will give you only the unique thing that is present in the first set. For example, here, Python class. I have Elisa, Bob, Shirley. Bob and Shirley are present in the second set, Bob and Shirley. But Elisa is not present. So when I'll do the difference between them, it will only give you the Elisa. So, but I want all the unique, means all the different things, all the unique things from both sets. How can you do that? For that, you have to use symmetric difference. So if you use the symmetric difference, it will give you the unique word that is not present in the second set and unique word that is not present in the first set. So if I do that symmetric difference, it will give you, see, Elisa from the first set, because Bob and Shirley present here, and David from second set. All right. So I think you understand it. Here, there's a nice thing to play. That is animation and die simulations. You can simulate. It's a simple game. So you have a dice. You have 6 different type of numbers there, 1 to 6. Every time when you roll, you'll get 1 digit. So if you roll it for 1,000 times, how many times you are getting ones, how many times you're getting 2, how many times you're getting 3. So you have to play. You can visualize that. So for that, you have to call a function that is STM. I'm not going to tell it. You do study on it. You check the book, even you'll get the inside the book also. So you try to plot the functions. You try to plot with that. So then you'll find a nice plot. Okay. Again, that is the last quizzes for this lecture. So here are the quizzes again. Watch the quizzes from the video and write the answer, upload in the Canvas. For all the quizzes, 1 PDF or 1 Word file. Only answer. You don't have to write the questions for that. All right. See you next week. That's the end for this lecture.